While more than 6 million adults in the U.S. live with plaque psoriasis, it is misunderstood disease. It appears on the surface of the skin as a dry, flaky, itchy patches, but there's more than what appears on the surface. Now, joining us is actress, producer, entrepreneur Lala Anthony, who knows the impacts of plaque psoriasis firsthand. We're also joined by dermatologist Dr. Megan McCusker, who can share advice on navigating the disease. Good morning to both of you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Now,
Thanks for having us.
thank you for having us, being on our show. We appreciate it. So,
Mhm.
doctor, what is plaque psoriasis, and can you tell us about its causes and symptoms?
So plaque psoriasis is a chronic condition that will manifest as rashes on the skin. It can be very diffuse, or it can be more localized, and it manifests as red, raised, flaky patches and plaques. The scalp is a very common location, elbows, knees, buttocks. Some patients have it on palms and soles. So it's not always the same presentation for everyone. We don't know exactly what causes plaque psoriasis. While we've worked out a lot of the underlying inflammation that's driving it, the triggers can be infection, especially when you're a child, or poor lifestyle habits like smoking, alcohol, and obesity can drive it in adulthood. While it manifests on the skin, it really is driven from an overactive immune system that's releasing mediators that's driving the skin and sometimes joint disease for patients.
Now, Lala, can you share a bit about your experience being diagnosed with plaque psoriasis?
Sure. So about 10 years ago, it was showing up as these itchy patches on my skin. I wasn't sure what it was. I didn't know where it came from. And, after educating myself and doing research, I talked to my dermatologist and I was told, exactly what it is and just working through to find the right treatment option for myself, which is why I was so incredibly excited to partner up with Amgen and use my voice and my platform to help others out there find, a treatment option that works for them. So I would encourage everyone to go to momentswithlala.com, which is an interactive video that I did where I talk about living with plaque psoriasis, treatment options that work for me, things that might not have worked for me. And I think it'll be really helpful for those out there.
Now, doctor, once diagnosed, what are ways that people can manage their symptoms of plaque psoriasis?
It really honestly depends on how extensive their disease is. Some patients may have more limited disease, and we can offer topical therapies to help them. But it can sometimes be a little cumbersome or kind of unsustainable for patients, especially if they have different hair practices, with scalp disease being so common. It can be sticky and they can be greasy. And again, really not addressing the underlying inflammation that's driving the disease. I always say it's hard to give the diagnosis that you have a chronic condition, but it's a great time to have psoriasis with so many different treatment options. So it's nice to have a pill as an option for patients who have more extensive disease or where their therapy is just not working for them.
Now, Lala, what advice do you have for people living with plaque psoriasis?
My advice is don't slow down, walk in confidence, live your life, enjoy your life. And again, just find a treatment option that works for you. Something that works for one person might not work for you. So just find the treatment option that works for you, but don't let it stop you. Don't let it slow you down. Still live a confident, happy, fulfilled life. I would say that's definitely important.
Now, where can our audience go for more information?
Definitely encourage everybody to go to the interactive video that I made on momentswithlala.com. I think there's some great information there about plaque psoriasis, treatment options, things that worked for me, things that didn't work, and frequently asked questions. So it's a good spot that covers a little bit of everything.
Dr. Megan McCusker, Lala Anthony, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you
have
for
one more
having us.
question for you, Lala. Any
Mhm.
advice for a startup entrepreneur?
Be confident. So many people are going to tell you, no, it's not a good idea. They've heard it all before. But if you believe in this idea, I would say go to the moon with it. Don't let anyone stop you. Keep pushing forward. After 100 no's, you will ultimately get that yes that you need to make this a successful company and a successful idea. So just don't give up.
Sound like a true entrepreneur. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining
Thank
us on
you.
Morning Blend. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.